sentences to answer each one.
Rapid fire.
Ashley's
Rapid
here to
fire.
count.
Rapid fire round.
You're being timed.
So tell you what, this first question is from Anne Herring, one of our leading actresses here in Orlando.
Yes.
Director of Education at Orlando Shakespeare. And she wants to know, what's the worst thing to do in an interview? Because you talked about interviewing when I met you the first time. So think of like the top 3 worst things to do in an interview. And just keep in mind, there's more of these. And
all right. When we're talking about interviews, since I've done so many of them, the worst thing is to clam up and not answer. And it's if I ask a question and well, tell me about yourself. What do you want to know? It's answering a question with a question. The next thing is to it's attitude. Attitude is a big thing. Those are the worst things. And I always remind people that don't bring that Coca-Cola in and put it on my desk where all my work is, and then you get very flamboyant and you hit it and it goes all over my work. I recovered. The candidate didn't. He could not. He could never face me again. So those were 3 of the worst things.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Next is from another leading actress here in Orlando, Ashley Willsey. What?
Oh!
I think I'm going to have you ask him yourself.
Sometimes. What was my question? I don't even remember what I said.
Single most important thing you learned in your career?
Yes, the single most important thing you have learned in your career.
Nobody does it alone. We are, at least in the theater, collaborators. We work together and we create art.
Did you know that us is at the end of chorus?
It's no saying. That what you just said is worth this entire interview. They can't do it alone. Arts is a team, and it's collaboration. I think that's a great answer.
Can I have time to do these?
Yeah, I think so. I think you should definitely do this last one.
Okay, I will. Do I have time to do these?
Go for it.
George Kohler?
You should have said yes.
Oh, George.
I love George Kohler.
Oh, I do too.
George Kohler was the one who discovered me for voiceover work. And for 10 years I did the voice of Epcot, but that was George Kohler who brought me in and went, But he's a mentor to me too. Rumor has it, Gene, that in one of the Disney arena tours you portrayed Prince Charming. No surprise there with your good looks and being the gentleman that you are, but if you were casting Prince Charming today, what qualities should a young man have to be true to that character?
Wow, that is a great question. I will say that the only way for a prince with those princesses to really, really be successful is direct all that attention and focus on her. And even if I were to do it today, no one would ever want to look at me because they would look at my princess.
Oh, I gotta tell my husband that.
You have to give him to watch the
recorded.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna record you saying that. Mitzi Maxwell, executive director of that other theater, Mad Cow.
Mad Cow, one of my favorite places.
For the bigger kids.
Yes.
She wants to know what play has moved you personally and why.
Oh my goodness. Red Roses for me, which is Sean O'Casey, a play that takes place during the Union strife, and then there's a scene that I know so well, and it's the girlfriend whose father is very unionized and wants everybody to join the union, and he wants to be independent, and she starts siding with her father, and in this scene he says, and the words will explain why it had such an impact. He says to her, "We've gone a long way in a gold canoe over many waters, bright and surly. Sometimes it sends bitter spray splashing in our faces, but you were ever listening for the beat of the wings of the angel of fear. So you got out and walked safe on a crowded road." Walking safe on a crowded road, my dear, that is where I do not want to be. I want to be in the gold canoe. I may get wet, but I know on that crowded roads they're going to be looking at us, those of us in the arts, and they are going to envy what it is that we do.
Missy, well, that's how you got your answer. Wow. That's awesome. Ronnie Rodriguez. Casting director. Started as a musician, but one of the legendary casting directors at Walt Disney World. Ronnie, do you miss performing? And what was your favorite Disney World show?
Oh my goodness! I'm going to say right off.
Performing? First part was, do you miss performing?
Do I miss performing?
He just performed.
And I will tell you, that I have replaced it with storytelling and doing what I'm doing now. It's a form of sharing. When I was an actor or a dancer, I was sharing my passion and love, or conveying a story in those. Now I do it in a little different way, but I'm still performing, so I still feel very connected. But another part of it is I feel like I'm supporting and assisting others in being able to share and entertain and enrich and enlighten audiences. So I can't say I missed it because it's never really gone.
Okay. And favorite Disney World show?
Of course, it's the Hoop-de-Doo.
And you're so
that is one show that I actually performed in.
I love it.
One emergency night when the Johnny got very, very ill. There was and it was a new cast, and they hadn't worked out how to get around that. I went on. And it was, and of course, I had always been there with giving the notes and everything. And so then I'm up on stage, and Pam O'Bannon, Pam Nolly, thank God she was there. She drugged me around the stage. Wow. And Johnny, don't you want to be over here? Oh yes, I sure do. It was an amazing. So I performed once.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Just two more. Mike Corcus.
Oh, I love Mike.
Our current casting director, who I love too. Gene Columbus mentorship is in the entertainment industry a legend. He is known for his advice and inspiration to so many people that he helped find opportunity, whether performing or in encouraging leadership. Of all the lives he has touched, which one moment stands out to him where his mentorship made a profound difference?
You know, as I look across all of the people, I wrote a book on, it's a careers book, and it's on special events. The ones that had the talent and the abilities, I could be proud of those, and I think about those, but I think of those that came to me that were not equipped, that didn't have it. That they had a hard time finding somebody. So I wrote a book that would focus on helping those that weren't necessarily being as successful as they wanted to be. Of all the people, I can't really think of anyone that stands out, except for, well, two.
Go ahead, just give us a quick little bit of each, if it's that okay?
Robert Columbus and John Columbus, my sons. The two. You know, when you talk, what defines you? I am first a father, and that's my boys. My men now are the two most important, and I am so proud at them and their success. And I learn much from them now as I watch them go through what they have to go through to live their dreams. So, and that was the hardest job, but yet the most rewarding job in my life.
You're probably still doing it too.
Oh yeah, so my goodness, yes.
John is here, and I met Robert years ago. He was in a band.
Yes.
And I did a voiceover for him. Remember, you recommended
Right,
me.
yeah. That's right.
For brain cancer. It was for educational one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, our final one is from Lee Cockrell.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Lee Cockrell.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Our president, who still helps us all. Tell him, Lee Cockrell wants to know, what he is doing at Starbucks so often with strange people.
Inquiring minds
Well,
want to know.
yes, one has to say that there's an aspect of my life because I just talked to someone and they said that gee, I don't want to impose, and I had to tell them, I said, but helping others, that's my purpose. That is my purpose in life. If there's one word and they have these exercises that define you, the word I feel that best defines me as helper. That's what I am.
You're a servant leader.
Helper.
John, would you come here for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, come on back here. I just want you to sit next to your father because I want to ask you to ask your dad a question. But also, do you play Johnny?
No, I played Jim Handy.
Jim Handy.
Yeah.
So this is John. Look at how they look alike. I love it. Oh, we got a chair.
Thank you.
Whoa, we're not a cheap show. We got an extra chair.
Dressed appropriately. So.
So I love it. You're both in the same show. So I wanted to get a question from someone in his family. I wrote your brother because I know him, but I never heard back. But you're here. This is better. What would you? One question you could ask your dad.
Oh, one question. There are many, and I ask him often, and I don't know if I can narrow it down to just one.
Oh, you are his son.
From advice, career, to girl problems, to everything, I ask him what to do. Because my brother, he said, he was like, because when my brother and I were living in Los Angeles together, we found we both were clashing in different ways, but there was one thing we could agree upon. It was, okay, what would Gene do? If there was any doubt about anything.
Ask is, what will Gene do?
What will Gene do?
What would he do? Like, if you're in a circumstance, like, because this man has been put in some extraordinary circumstances in his life, and like how he's navigated through that and been able to come out successfully helping others, and so everybody wins. That's what I learn on a day-to-day basis, just being around him. And I'm glad to have moved back home because I get to absorb his knowledge on a day-to-day basis.
Wow.
And
I got my pal with me now.
You know what I'm loving, and you can see it here too, the pride and love in his eyes as he's watching
As
you
he's
talk.
talking.
It's so beautiful. And I was thinking, this is our very first one. I don't know if you, and we're going to grow, and I love that you've given me this opportunity, but I'm thinking we need to have that every show, like, what would Gene do? And then call Gene and ask you, because you're such a part of
Give
this
me like
day.
a regular
Have a
call-in.
call-in.
Yeah, we can do that. We can call in, Gene, what would you do?
Wow, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's just wonderful that you're making this effort to reach out into the community, to share what's happening in arts and culture, and encourage folks to don't just sit there and watch this. Get out, go to the theater, go to the museum, take part, go see things, and have an opinion, share your opinion. It's going to touch your life, and then you go and you'll tell 5 other people, and they'll tell 5 more. So it's there's a great opportunity to expand. So if for every person you tell, if they tell 5, guess what? It won't take long before we'll have all 1 million people in Central Florida watching and participating and coming down to see all the great stuff that is available for us in Orlando.
Oh, I love that.
I think those are great parting words.
Me
How can
too.
you-
Me too.
That's a great challenge, because that is the purpose of this, is to really bring awareness to the arts, to arts leadership, how it affects us as a community, how it makes us better as a community. And I think that challenge really, really sums it up. So support the arts, go see a show, go see an art gallery, really make the community a better place.
And if
Gene-
you see Gene, ask him a question, and then you'll know what Gene would do. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, guys. And thanks to Ashley. Oh.
John, our special guest star.
Hey, John. Yeah. Love Fest. How wonderful.
We did it. We did our first one.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Love it. Next time.